Hi everyone, and welcome to the next episode of how to build information security management system entirely in Confluence and Jira. Last time we've looked into how to set up a project for asset register and how to define a custom workflow in which we can manage all of our assets. If you're interested in how to do this, please go and check out this video above. Now, today we will look into how to create a custom issue types so that we can manage primary assets and secondary assets. At the end of this video, you will know how to create a custom issue type like this one for primary asset and this one for secondary asset. So let's dive right into it. First of all, in our project, let's look at the issue types that we have currently here. So we go into the workflows, and in the workflows, we will see that our issue types are task and subtask. Now, we want to change this. For that, we need to go into settings and work items. If you are an admin of your Jira, then this shouldn't be a problem for you. However, if you don't have the admin rights, then you need to ask somebody who has the admin rights to either help you create these custom fields for you or give you the rights to edit it and to create these custom issue types. So in the settings, what we see are the three work types that we currently have in our entire Jira. So it's epic, task, and subtask. We can add a new work type right in here. And let's call it primary asset. We can add some description. I know what it means, so I'm not going to do that. And what we can also choose here directly is what work type scheme should this be associated with. So I will choose asset, and it will save us already some time that we don't need to then, define it later or move the work type into the different work type scheme. And I'm going to use the standard work type on the level 0, since it shouldn't be a subtask or it shouldn't be an epic. Let's add it. Perfect. And so we have here the primary asset. Let's also add the same way the secondary asset. Perfect. So now we have primary asset and secondary asset. My issue with this a little bit here is that I don't like the icons in here, because I feel like, this is the icon for a story that we use also in our for our development and with our technical teams. So I usually like to change the icons and customize it a little bit more, so it's really clear from the first view what type of issue is this. What we can do is select an image, and Jira gives us here a small library of different icons. However, I also found on Figma that there is a completely other library that we can use, and we can upload a new avatar for it. I will also link this library down in the comments. And so it's called this Atlassian Jira software icons, and you have a bunch of icons like these ones here that I will actually use today. So let's upload a new avatar. I will choose for the primary assets, maybe something like books or something that resembles a little bit data. I downloaded the whole page like this, but you can also just download the one icon, right? Perfect. Let's update this. And it already looks much better. Let's do the same for the secondary asset. Perfect. And I think it already looks much, much better. And we can directly, by just looking at it, we can differentiate what type of issue is this. Now, as I said before, it's ideal if we directly assign it to the relevant scheme, but here in the secondary asset, we have forgotten to do that. So what we can do is actually go into the work type schemes, and here in the asset, we already see it's assigned to this asset register project, and we can actually edit this and add the secondary asset right in here, and actually remove the task and subtask because we are not going to use them in this project. Let's save this, and let's also, since we are already here, edit this default issue type scheme where we are not going to use the primary and secondary assets in it, because I just want to use these assets only in the asset register. Perfect. Now let's jump back into our project. And let's try to create some tickets. And so directly we see here a primary asset. So primary asset test, let's name it like that. So just we can look at it, and then we can do also secondary asset test. Perfect. And so we can see this is a secondary asset, this is a primary asset. Let's look into it. Well, I mean, it looks already really good. However, in the details, we have the standard, right? We have the standard fields in here. We don't really have like any checklist to review it. So in the next episodes, what we will do is actually create the custom fields and create a checklist for the secondary assets so that we can review them. Thank you very much for listening. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below or use a link in the description to schedule a call with me. I'm looking forward to the next time and wish you a nice day. Bye-bye.